Well, it looks like some sort of agreement has been made between the Deegans and the industry because the Deegans' most recent video is back up and running. I did not see it when it was originally uploaded, so I can't tell you for sure if there were certain things that were edited, tweaked, or updated with changes, but it didn't seem to have that many of gaps that I can notice. There was some quick footage of the broadcast with the leadership board on the side, but maybe they came to some sort of understanding with each other. Who knows? Maybe the Deegans doing WSX got to them over at Feld Entertainment and MX Sports. They did write on the bottom of the screen at certain times that some footage was from the broadcast companies. So I don't know if they did that before. I don't remember. But all I know is something changed. When rewatching some of the footage, for example, in Moto 2, right out the gate, Haiden cuts out front and blocks Joe so fast. It's literally a blink of an eye. You could feel pressure is building up. I think a lot of people are forgetting that this is still a kid, a young kid. He is definitely under pressure more than you think for his career, his skill, his income, his family, his name, the team, the sponsors. Everyone is on his shoulders and back. It also doesn't help the situation that his skill is naturally aggressive. And he comes from a bloodline of wild racing and riding. His dad is famous for that style. That does not mean he must race like that, like his father, but naturally he has that in his blood. It's not personal. It's his style. It's natural. In the video, All or Nothing Las Vegas SMX finale, Brian Deegan possibly hints at WSX when he says Haiden will get his collarbone fixed and move on to the next deal. Intentional or not, that slipped out and now makes sense with all the recent news and headlines. I believe Brian, when he says how he felt, how it all went down, he legit had some tears in his eyes. Water built up. I don't think he liked that. It seemed like it might have been last resort of an option for Haiden, or the team felt they had to go and do with that. And in the long run, it caused his son to get hurt. Haiden has been extremely lucky when it comes to injury on and off the track. I can't say the same for his troubled younger brother. I mean, the kid is always in some sort of trouble and mischief or daring attempts. But let's get into all the hot topics dealing with Haiden Deegan. Haiden Deegan still set to represent Team USA at MX of Nations. Haiden Deegan suffered a crash during the Super Motocross Championship finale in Las Vegas on Saturday, resulting in a broken collarbone. While the setback was a major blow for Team USA, Deegan underwent surgery on Monday, during which a plate was inserted in the collarbone. If his recovery processes as hoped, he is expected to line up for Team USA at the Motocross of Nations. In the meantime, Justin Cooper has already been training on a Star Racing Yamaha YZF 250, ensuring he will be ready to step in should Deegan not regain full fitness in time. More news, Haiden Deegan set to race WSX as wildcard in Buenos Aires. The Haiden Deegan news just keeps coming this week. World Supercross Championship announced Haiden Deegan will race as a wildcard in the SX2 250 class at Buenos Aires City GP on November 8th. This is Deegan's first race outside of the U.S. Haiden Deegan to make his international racing debut with World Supercross Championship, London, UK, 26th September 2025. The FIM World Supercross Championship is set to ignite with even more star power as American sensation Haiden Danger Boy Deegan storms onto the global stage as a wildcard entry SX2 for the Buenos Aires City GP 8th November. At just 19, Deegan has already established himself as one of the sport's most exciting stars. A multi-time winner, in US, best known for his fearless aggressive style, big race mentality, and larger than life personality. Deegan has built a reputation that's propelled him to the top of the sport. Fans known him as Danger Boy for his bold racing craft and high intensity performances. Now, for the very first time, he's taking that reputation to the world stage, and he's chosen World Supercross as the battleground. Haiden Deegan had said, "I'm pumped to be heading overseas for the first time with World Supercross. I can't wait to meet new fans and grow our fan base internationally. I'm looking forward to some great racing and good battles. Argentina, get ready. It's going to be a good one." Now, there's been a lot of drama between the Deegans and, say, Feld Entertainment, MX Sports, and all that, and they are so popular that them going to the world stage increases a lot of their popularity and the need to know everything going on with the Deegans. So these companies and organizations, they need the Deegans. So this is going to be interesting. To me, it's almost like with the Monday Night Wars when it was, I think it was WWF at the time, and ECW and all that mess. Now, going back to the article, Brian Deegan said, "We're really looking forward to attending World Supercross for the first time and meeting our international fans. We'll be doing a Deegan VIP experience for those who want to hang out, and we can't wait to make the trip. We'll be filming everything to share the experience with all of our fans. See you soon." Oh, they snuck that in there. Nice. I like that they do that. And the other thing is a Deegan VIP experience. Ooh, the other organization's going to be jealous because they're all about the Lawrence experience. Oh boy. Deegan's arrival supercharges what is already the strongest World Supercross lineup in history. The SX1 class will see the likes of Jason Anderson, Ken Roxon, Eli Tomac, Cooper Webb, Justin Hill, Tom Vial, and Justin Cooper feature, while in SX2, reigning champion Shane McElrath will face fierce competition from rival Max Anstey with the season opener in Kuala Lumpur on 18th of October. The stage is set for the most competitive and thrilling season the championship has ever seen. Tom Burwell, CEO of the World Supercross Championship, added, "Haiden Deegan is one of the most talked about riders in the sport, and his decision to debut internationally with World Supercross is a massive statement. It's proof that we're the stage the world's best riders want to be on. Fans in Buenos Aires will witness history when Deegan lines up as part of our strongest ever rider roster." Deegan's wildcard entry is set to be one of the biggest storylines of the season, as fans in Buenos Aires will be the first outside the U.S. to see him race on the world stage in a championship already stacked with global Supercross stars. Fans can purchase tickets at this address, worldsupercrosschampionship.com. And then they have the information on the rounds here, all 5 rounds. Malaysia, Buenos Aires, Canadian, Australian, and South African. It's going to be interesting.
And I mean, coming into that last round at SMX, it was definitely built up, and that's how they really made it to be. I mean, coming into the race, the announcers, the media, they just kind of turned it into this narrative where it's just going to be a brawl. It's going to be I don't know. They build up this narrative that it's supposed to be this gnarly battle, and then when it happens, it's like, oh no, he wasn't supposed to do that. So I think it's a little one-sided, but yeah. I wanted to make it a race. I wanted to play cat and mouse, and I feel like just T-boning him right off the bat would have just been unnecessary. I feel like playing cat and mouse, pulling them back to the pack, trying to get riders up to us. It's hard because so many guys, it's like are on and off in the 250 class. It's hard to get 2 people in between us in that last race. So my goal was to, try and bring them back to the pack, play cat and mouse. I mean, I cannot tell you one moment for that first half of that race before I went out that I didn't hear the crowd. The crowd did not, whether it was booing, yelling, for me or for the other rider, the crowd was going nuts. And it was honestly, I was watching videos back and it was like a crowd I've never heard before. And it was cat and mouse the whole time. And I don't know, maybe the older people don't really like that, but I promise you that was one of the most entertaining races. And without me winning the championship, the only thing you can really take from that is you're going to bring a whole lot more fans to the sport, because they've seen that race, and I promise you they're coming back next year. I think that was, one of the most badass races you could have watched as a fan in the crowd. I mean, you heard them going wild. I got thousands of DMs and messages afterwards, like, that was the most entertaining race I have ever seen. Whether you like me or not, it was. Like, I had the crowd going crazy, and that's what it's come down to now is entertainment, how many people you can bring to the sport to watch it. And a race, if I would have just teed them up once and went on with my way, and crowds, I kind of, had to mix it up a little. Also, a lot of people were kind of, that takeout, it was like, imagine if you hurt him situation. And it was, the only reason I broke my collarbone is because when we connected, my whole goal was to try and bump him to the right, so we can just, the whole point was bringing him back to the pack. Handmaker was right there. It was kind of working. It's a split. I mean, dude, you got to think it's split decision thinking. We're racing dirt bikes. It comes to your mind last second. Like, it's not, you don't have 5 minutes to sit on this decision and think about it. So it was really, I mean, the only reason I broke my collarbone is we hooked right then. It just slammed me, and I tried to keep my hand on the clutch, so when I went down, I could get up as quick as I could. Like, there was no delay in that. And unfortunately, obviously in my hands, it slapped my shoulder. I must have hit it like a hard part on the track, or just a bad spot on it, and it broke it. But to be honest, if it didn't break it, I had my hand on the clutch, so I was getting back up and I was going. The battle wouldn't have stopped. I promise you that. We would have went to the finish line. It would have went to checkers, that cat and mouse. So we would have had the crowd going crazy for another whole 10 minutes, and the crowd even more excited to come back. What's also funny is Joe, even in his media stuff, was like kind of explaining that it was kind of chill. Like, it wasn't that, he thought it was going to be worse. And
This was true. We went over the interview and read the article where Joe said he just told himself from the moment they started out from the gate, he was going to be pushed up against some sort of concrete or thrown off the bike. He just told himself to prepare for the worst. And he said at the end it wasn't that bad as what he expected.
I mean, I thought, obviously I could have done worse, but that wasn't my goal. The goal was to play cat and mouse and bring it back to the pack. The motive wasn't really to, take him out right off the bat. That wasn't the goal, because that would have been, when you're split decision thinking, it was bringing him back to the pack and trying to get him to fourth place and me to win the race. I obviously had more speed. Now what he's doing, fighting these guys and stuff, and that's, what I'm trying to do with, Moto, is bring all these outsiders and more fans to the sport. And it's a win-win for everyone. It's going to be a win for myself. It's going to be a win for the other riders. You got to understand. I mean, I watched an interview of Gary Marchings explaining the dude was barely paying rent. He's one of the best dirt bike riders. He's a professional in the world, and he's barely paying rent. So, what is that telling you? We need to bring more fans to the sport, more money to the sport, where not I'm just winning. Okay, I want to go make $50 million a season, but these guys also need to be able to have a season where they can retire off of. It's like any other sport. You watch NFL, NBA, all these players are making bread. All of them.
What you're seeing with Haiden Deegan right now here, these words, these thoughts, these feelings, I believe this is from influence from his father, Brian Deegan, which is a good thing.
Jake has done that really well,
because he's spoken out about this before. We thought we were going to see this with Hunter Lawrence when he started to say a few things, but he hasn't made any actions towards any of it.
We need more.
And now we're seeing the Deegan family doing it.
Or not,
so I'm happy to see that.
That doesn't bother me, because I'm trying to grow the sport, make money for the other riders too. These guys are, some of these guys are barely surviving. It's wild to me that this is kind of where our sport's at right now. It needs to take a massive spike and win. Every time, I get to the track, every time I set for qualifying, I tell myself I'm going to win or be the fastest. It's this mental state of no one can beat you. As cocky as it sounds, that's the mental state I'm in. And whether I win or lose, I go home thinking, well, how are we going to go back to work you figure out how to win the next race. It's a constant chase of winning and winning and winning, and that's what keeps you mentally driven in this sport and wanting to do it. And also, I mean, I've had some of the highest of the highs and lows in this sport. I mean, that's what we all go through. You're going to win races, you're going to lose races, you're going to have people not like you, you're going to have people like you. You can take it both ways, but I feel like the true supporters, no matter what, your highs and lows, they'll have your back. And trust me, I learned from this stuff. I learned from my highs and lows. It's like when I have a low, I don't just blow it off. I learn from it. How can I be better? I have a high. How can I be better than that? And also the teams and sponsors that have your back through it all. I mean, I've had Yamaha and all their sponsors as well. When they have your back through the highs and lows, that means the most to me as well, because everyone has highs and lows, and when your true fans and your team and sponsors are there for the highs and lows and they back you and they see how it's going, and they're still there no matter what, that's kind of when you have respect for people, and I really like that. I have a lot of plans for this off season. I feel like something I haven't done before is go do an off season race. Last year, just took it off. I mean, so yeah, no matter what, last year I had to get my screws taken out of my wrist. And I mean, I see a lot of people kind of talking like, oh, he wants to race this year. I mean, I broke my collarbone and had surgery on it because I want to race for my country. Like last year, it was literally, I couldn't race because it was in jeopardy of my career. No one knows how bad the scaphoid injury is. I'm pretty sure it's the only bone in your body that has backwards blood flow, and that could be a major problem if you don't figure that out correctly. So that was my most important was get that wrist right. So yeah, we'll be doing the Argentina, as of now, World Supercross, and I know I have a lot of friends in Australia, so we might be making it over to Australia to race as well. So that's exciting. Go maybe see Jackson's compound where he builds his own planes. All right, that's signing out from Danger Media. Now you guys got some more stuff to talk about this week.